that time again. Time to eat. Yeah, yesterday I was lazy. I actually, to be honest with you, went to the Chinese buffet. Took me freaking 30 minutes to get there and 30 minutes to get back. But I mean, with the drink and the tip, I don't leave $1, but it comes to like $10.79 with the dollar. It's $9.79 with the tax, with the drink. So you can't beat it. And it's decent, you know, it has a lot of good stuff. Well, anyways, we can get back to that. Just yeah, just having, hold on. My God, I can't flip the camera over. Just having the same old sandwich as before, and then kind of, sorry on my angle there, and then just some there you go, some pork. I don't know how to flip the phone on what I'm using, so I just show it like that. Sorry, it took a second to do that. So same old, you know, I usually eat the same thing every day, pretty much. I don't, you know, I'm basic, you know. I don't cook too much because I'm lazy. So this was left over from what I ate last night. I normally, once I have 3 or 4 plates of the buffet, and I was actually thinking about, here's that ketchup I had to get at Walmart. Freaking, this wasn't bad. This was only 2 something, but if you get the Nature's Promise, it's almost twice the size. Well, it's like 1.5 times this for about the same price, maybe 30 cents more. But but yeah, so I went there and I had a couple plates, had a little salad, some cheese, a bunch of olives, the green ones, some onions, red onions that they had in there. I had some chicken wings. Then I went back up and I had the general. I had a couple crab rangoons with the salad, some more crab rangoons. I try to eat 6 because I know usually in order, if I go to a takeout place, it's roughly anywhere between $5 and $6 for an order of, you know, usually 6 crab rangoons. Some restaurants will do 8, depending. But so I try to eat about 6. So I figure I get, you know, I know I get my money's worth that way. But I was going to video it, but then some people came in and they sat, you know, kind of diagonally from me. So, I don't know, I felt kind of weird. So, I thought it would have been fun. I do want to just shout out to new subscribers, old subscribers. One gentleman by the name of Will, want to give him a shout out too. He left me a nice comment. Greatly appreciate it. Seems like a very humble man like myself. Seems like a great guy, and I just want to give a shout out to him. I appreciate the comment and the feedback. It did make me feel really good. And yes, I am very intuitive to the videos, or in tune to the videos that I watch. I always pay attention, listen to what everybody says. You know, I don't kind of half-ass it, where I kind of, you know, I try to just get all the attributes of it. So then, after that, I had to go to the dollar store. I think I cracked my lip. Yeah, sometimes in the winter my lips get dry and then they split a little from time to time, you know. I don't like using chapstick or any of that stuff. Sometimes I'll put like Vaseline on at night, but I don't like really the stuff on. But when I sleep, you know, I can't tell. So yeah, then I had to run out to the dollar store, and then from there I had to get some gas, and of course I got they had a Bavarian cream donut at Dunkin, and those are actually probably my favorite from them. So picked up one of those, and then I just came home and relaxed, and then ate with some pork and some genetically modified corn, which tastes great. Yeah, if you well, I don't want to get into parasites and stuff as I'm eating, and you know, make this like a contradictory to eating type of scenario, but pork is obviously, this was like a loin, so it comes like this, you know. There's a lot to be said on intestinal parasites related to pork, meat, and fish. If you're eating raw fish, like wow, what a dumb blank I'm drawing. Wow. But sushi, I'm sorry. You know, sometimes there's just so many thoughts going through my head. I'm thinking raw, yeah, sushi, duh. Anyways, so there's a lot, even with sushi, there's a lot to be said about these parasites and such. And I guess even from cooking the food, it still is possible to be affected. So, well, actually, I saved the donut. I may eat it, I may not. I probably will. So you know I wasn't lying. I actually wasn't hungry for it, so I figured I'd save it for today. Anyways, so yeah, there's a lot to be said on parasites related to those. So when I'm eating pork, I kind of get a little icked out, just because I know that's the dirtiest of the animals. Bacon, though, man, sorry about that. That was this. Anyways, the bacon, I could eat that, man, a pound of it easily in one sitting. No lie. As a kid, I don't know if any of you, well, they're known as the Big Boy restaurant around many places down south, I think, and I don't know where else, maybe Midwest, West, but in Connecticut, in this area, back when I was young, they had some place called Abdow's, and it was a kind of like a Friendly's but bigger, and they had a buffet. It was like a buffet style menu restaurant. So you know, they had a breakfast buffet, then they had a lunch and dinner buffet, and then you could also order off the menu. And let me tell you, I remember going there for breakfast as a kid, and easily I remember counting 10, 12 pieces of bacon. You know, it was just in a big bin. Like if you go to any buffet today, hometown, if they're still around in anybody's area, or man, there was one time, it was Easter. I was with my parents. You know, we don't speak anymore, unfortunately. It's been about 4 years since my parents and sister and I have spoken. And anybody else in my family I haven't spoken with in, wow, probably about 8-10 years. So, needless to say, this was in 2004, I believe. and I think it was Easter or Thanksgiving. It was one of the two. It might have been Thanksgiving. And it was a brunch buffet. Awesome. Sorry about that. They had the best what do you call it with the, I'm drawing another blank, with the eggs Benedict. Great eggs Benedict, but they had peeled shrimp. And any place I go, if I have to peel it, I don't even bother, because then half the time when you have to peel it, it's that lower quality crap. This stuff was peeled and nice. And I remember, I think I went up, I know it was twice. I may have went up 3 times. I never ate so much shrimp in one sitting. You know, the shrimp cocktail type. And I'm not a fish eater, but I do love clams, steamers, yeah, clams and steamers, like little neck clams, and shrimp. Baked stuffed shrimp, shrimp scampi. You know, I do like the shellfish of those. I'm not a fan of, well, I never tried oysters or mussels. I can't do anything raw on that sort. I thought about blending up raw eggs because I know there's a lot going on. Well, I always knew eggs were supposedly the top, which I don't believe they're the top biologically available, you know, protein, the most perfect protein, if you will. You know, I think, you know, all of it's pretty much the same, but I guess in a raw form, like raw meat, raw eggs, raw milk, raw cheese, fertile eggs instead of your pasteurized infertile, you know, those actually I hear can be healing and have some stem cell help in your body, or help you produce more stem cells. And those are located in your bone marrow, I believe. I'm 99% positive on that. So, but I don't have any farm around here to try that, you know. But, so I mean, you know, there's just so much, you know, on a protein scale. So I thought about the raw egg, but I don't really trust the store organic. And there's a few farms around here, but, you know, I don't know. It's something I've been thinking about, though. You know, I also, like I said before, I did like the few days that I had fasted. It was tough being on the Xanax. You get hungrier, so it's hard to fast, because then you start feeling, you know, sicker, because you know, the Xanax is making you want food, and then you can't have, you know, so after a few days, so, you know, I would probably have to, you know, it's been hard. I've been still at the same dose here and there, you know, same dose, but it's been difficult. You know, it's a hard habit to kick. Like I said, I've been on it since 2000, and it just helps with that anxiety, you know. But so I mean, because, you know, I want to try to fast, you know, a week, you know, but as of right now, I can't do that. But I did feel great off that couple days, and it, you know, like I said in one of my videos, and I did notice a very holistic feeling. It became almost a feeling of spirituality, you know. I mean, I'm not a crazy religious person, but, you know, I do believe in God. I do believe in Jesus. You know, I don't have any problems with any other religion. I don't have any problems if somebody doesn't believe in Jesus or one religion doesn't. I don't care.
I have my own issues with what's real, what, you know, is it not?
You know, my faith could be stronger. You know, I went through a period where I believed that there was no God. As a kid, I went through a period where I, you know, believed as much in a God as I did Santa Claus. You know, when you're young, you know, that type of, you know, as if you're 3 or 4 or 5, and you believe in Santa. You know, up until my late teens, you know, I had a very strong faith. You know, I grew up Catholic, and I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that goes on and how a priest can't marry, and you know, so I stayed clear from that. And you know, I've been trying to find a church to go to, maybe to, you know, because I always felt, or at least a little more positive, a little more, I just felt better when I came out of some of the churches that I've been to. It was actually a Mormon church that I tried, and they seem pretty good. Well, I did have discrepancies as well, so you know, I stopped going. You know, I thought it was right, but then, you know, I started questioning Joseph Smith and some of his practices at the time and age that he was in. So I don't know. So it's like I'm just trying to find somewhere where I can go, because you know, when I had attended there for the 3 hours, you know, you have your first hour is kind of like the sermon. You have your you know, you get the bread and the water, so your sacrament. And so I mean, and then you have 2 classes, a men and a women's one, and then an all men's, and it's pretty cool. And you come out there feeling refreshed, come out there feeling more positive, you know, and you're learning stuff, and you're learning a different angle, and you can take what you take from science, and you can take how you feel from that, and that's what I was doing. And then, like everything else, I stop, and that's usually my pattern. I'll go with something, and then like I'll find hiccups, and then I'll use my own stresses, and then I'll make excuses, and I gotta stop doing that. So I've been trying to find somewhere, but I haven't had any luck yet. But like I said, I just try to be the best person I can be. You know, I try to, you know, sometimes I have a little problem with jealousy, and not to where I would do anything vindictive or anything like that, but, you know, you know, like a guy with better muscle, or that's bigger, or better looking, or et cetera, you know, sometimes I, you know, I might get a certain way, you know, like, kind of wishy-washy, if you want to, like I might be friendly with them and then not friendly with them, you know. I mean, if I'm like someone I know from Facebook that I'm not really a friend with, or someone that I know from, you know, I don't know, wherever. But, you know, that's another thing I got to stop doing, because, you know, sometimes it's like a comparison thing. Like, I'll look at them as a better man, or, you know, a bigger man or something, because they have attributes that I don't, that I wanted as a kid, or, you know, as a teen, I should say, and as an adult. It could be musculature, it could be jaw structure, it could be facial feet, you know, it could be just how they are, etc., you know. So, I mean, it's always falls in that kind of pattern of like, yeah, I wish I was them. So then it's like, it's hard to kind of watch who you're wishing you want to be like, even though you don't want to be like, you just kind of want some of the attributes. So it's kind of weird, you know. So, but I really try to be nice. I mean, I don't try to screw anybody, pulling over on anybody, or, you know. I just try to be as fair as I can. I am full though. I haven't ate since 8 o'clock last night. I didn't have too much of that, what you saw with the pork and the corn and the potatoes. But they were roasted with olive oil in the oven.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, man. Oh. I love how I made it to heart, too. You know?
It's pretty cool how Dunkin'. I gotta tell you, Big Y donut. Well, not this one, but there's a few at Big Y that could run the money on Dunkin', and they're two for buy one get one free. But this Bavarian cream, damn, I should have got two. I knew I should have bought two yesterday. Oh,
And they don't always have them.
Damn. Ah. Ah.
What I like about the Bavarian versus the Boston is I like the powdered.
I prefer the powdered donut, and I like the way they use the Boston cream filling inside it. So it kind of, you kind of get that Boston cream feel, but, it gives it a little bit more depth, a little, it adds a little more to it. And I do like the strawberry, the Homer Simpson one, or the strawberry one, but I do like these when they're filled.
I don't even think I fully chewed all that last bite there. Man,
I may have to go out for another donut. No, I can't do that. That's another thing. I don't like going out unnecessarily, and unless I'm out. So, yeah, damn. I guess it took 22 minutes to eat and talk all that. I thank you all for listening and for tuning in and whatnot. I'll see you again, and have a great rest of the day. Great weekend coming up. Now where are we at? Yeah, Thursday weekend's coming up. So, if I'm not back on, everybody have a great weekend too. And I shall see you soon. Thank you so much. Take care.